Google just revealed the path from AGI to ASI. Have you noticed something strange? For years, we've been told that AGI, artificial general intelligence, is the finish line. The moment machines become as smart as humans, everything changes. But according to a new report from Google DeepMind, that's not where the story ends. In fact, Google believes AGI could be just the beginning. Their latest roadmap reveals a future where AI doesn't stop at human-level intelligence. It keeps evolving into something far more powerful, artificial superintelligence. A form of intelligence that could outperform not just individuals, but entire organizations, accelerating scientific breakthroughs, rewriting economies, and reshaping civilization itself. The most shocking part? Google outlines 4 different paths that could take us from AGI to ASI, and some experts believe the journey may happen much faster than anyone expected. So, what exactly comes after AGI? How close are we to this next leap? And are we prepared for a world where humans are no longer the smartest beings on the planet? Stay with me, because what Google just revealed might completely change the way you think about the future of AI. Here's a rewritten version with a stronger hook, faster pacing, and better retention for YouTube audiences. Google just revealed the path from AGI to ASI. What if I told you that everything we've been hearing about AGI has been wrong? For years, the world has treated artificial general intelligence, AI that's as capable as the average human, as the ultimate finish line. The moment AI reaches human-level intelligence, game over. Humanity enters a new era. But according to a groundbreaking new paper from Google DeepMind, that's not the end of the story. It's just the beginning. Google's latest 57-page report isn't called How to Build AGI or When AGI Will Arrive. Instead, it's titled From AGI to ASI. In other words, some of the world's leading AI researchers are already asking a much bigger question. What happens after AI becomes as smart as us? And their answer is shocking, because they're not talking about an AI that's slightly smarter than the average person. They're describing a future where intelligence scales beyond anything humans have ever experienced, an intelligence capable of outperforming entire corporations, research institutions, and even thousands of the world's top experts working together for years. The team behind this paper isn't just anyone. It includes Shane Legg, the co-founder of Google DeepMind and the scientist who coined the term AGI, along with Marcus Hutter, one of the most influential thinkers in theoretical AI. Together with a group of 14 leading researchers, they're mapping out the possible paths to a future dominated by artificial superintelligence. And here's the part that genuinely caught me off guard. The paper doesn't even begin with a traditional introduction. Instead, the very first section contains instructions written for AI systems, future AI assistants that might one day summarize this report on behalf of humans. The authors tell these AI systems to preserve nuance, avoid oversimplifying key arguments, and critically evaluate whether the conclusions still hold over time. Think about that for a second. This may be one of the first major scientific papers written with the assumption that AI itself will be one of its readers. That alone tells you how dramatically the world is changing. So, what exactly did Google DeepMind discover? What are the 4 pathways that could transform AGI into something far more powerful? And what could stop that future from happening? Because if this report is even partially correct, AGI won't be the finish line. It will be the starting gun for the biggest race in human history. Google just revealed the path from AGI to ASI, and it could change the balance of power forever. But here's the question nobody is asking. If Google already believes AGI isn't the finish line, does that mean they're already preparing for a world after it? Because when you zoom out, this isn't just an academic paper. It's a power map. For years, the AI race looked simple. OpenAI had ChatGPT. Microsoft had the cloud. NVIDIA had the chips. Meta had open source models. Amazon had AWS. And Google? Google looked like it was losing. People mocked Bard. Investors questioned whether Google had missed the AI revolution. Commentators claimed OpenAI had become the new king of Silicon Valley. But behind the scenes, Google was quietly assembling something nobody else had: the entire AI stack. And that's what makes this paper so important. Because the company talking about life after AGI isn't just building chatbots. They're building the infrastructure for the post-AGI world. Think about it. Google owns one of the largest collections of human knowledge ever assembled through search. They control Android, the operating system running on billions of devices. They own YouTube, the largest video platform on Earth. They operate one of the world's largest cloud businesses. They design their own AI chips called TPUs. They have DeepMind, arguably the most respected frontier research lab in artificial intelligence. And now they're integrating Gemini into nearly every Google product people use every day. Search,
Chrome,
Workspace, Android,
Cloud,
Maps, YouTube, Photos, Gmail. This isn't just product integration. It's distribution. And in technology, distribution wins wars. While competitors fight to attract users, Google already has billions. Every Gmail account, every Android phone, every Chrome browser, every search query, every YouTube session. These become gateways into the Gemini ecosystem. That's why some analysts increasingly believe Google could become the dominant force in AI, not because it has the smartest model today, but because it controls the channels through which AI reaches humanity. And the timing couldn't be more interesting. Because just days ago, Google DeepMind published its From AGI to ASI report, arguing that intelligence may continue accelerating beyond human capability through 4 pathways: scaling, algorithmic breakthroughs, recursive self-improvement, and multi-agent collectives. The report explicitly states that progress may not stop once AGI is achieved. Instead, society could experience a series of accelerating transformations rather than one dramatic moment. AR-14. And here's where the monopoly question becomes uncomfortable. If intelligence becomes an industrial process, who owns the factories? Because Google isn't merely building AI models. They're building the compute, the software, the research, the distribution, the user interfaces, the data pipelines, the agent ecosystems. Imagine a future where billions of Gemini agents operate across Google's products. One agent schedules your meetings. Another manages your finances. Another writes software. Another performs scientific research. Another negotiates with other agents on your behalf. Individually, each agent might only be human level, but collectively, they become something entirely different, a digital civilization. And that idea sounds less like science fiction and more like the 4th pathway described in DeepMind's own paper, superintelligence emerging through massive multi-agent coordination. Of course, Google isn't alone. OpenAI has Microsoft's infrastructure. Microsoft controls enterprise software through Office and Windows. Meta is betting that open-source AI can prevent concentration of power. NVIDIA supplies the GPUs that fuel nearly every major AI company. China is investing heavily through companies like Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, and DeepSeek. This is no longer a technology competition. It's becoming an economic arms race, an industrial revolution, and perhaps even a geopolitical contest. Who controls the most compute? Who has access to the most energy? Who can manufacture the most chips? Who attracts the best researchers? Who deploys AI to the largest number of users? These questions may determine the next century of global influence. But before we declare Google the winner, there are reasons to be cautious. Google faces growing antitrust scrutiny around the world. Governments increasingly worry about concentration of technological power. The United States and Europe continue investigating whether dominant platforms can unfairly advantage their own AI products. Even DeepMind acknowledges that bottlenecks, including data shortages, resource constraints, scientific barriers, and regulation, could slow or reshape progress dramatically. AR-14. And perhaps the biggest unknown is this. Can anyone actually control what comes after AGI? Because history teaches us that transformative technologies rarely evolve exactly as their creators expect. The internet escaped its inventors. Social media reshaped politics. Smartphones transformed society in ways nobody predicted. AI may be even less predictable. What makes Google's paper extraordinary isn't that it claims ASI is inevitable. It's that some of the smartest people in artificial intelligence are now planning for a world where human-level intelligence isn't the destination. It's merely the beginning. And if they're right, the real AI race hasn't started yet. We've only just heard the starting gun.